they actually have to shut down coal plants to be able to load level the grid. They have to shut down coal plants to load level the grid. In fact, NRG had approached me a few months ago to pay a bunch of money to try to get me to help them with electric vehicles in Texas. And I said, why the hell do you care? Because we're building that nuclear plant and we have no idea who to sell the power to. And we desperately want like off-peak, electric vehicles to charge with. That's crap. I mean, in fact, we lost the deal in Texas with our solar legislation because NRG and many other utilities were fighting us tooth and nail when our solution doesn't need, not that I'm against electric vehicles, but our solution doesn't need electric vehicles to be in place in Texas in the hundreds of thousands by 2017 for some stupid nuclear plant. This is critical. This is the kind of crap that we face every single day. In Connecticut, which is, as you guys know, is a god-awful place to do solar because the clean fund is constantly like saying, you win, you lose, we can't do this commercial project, we can do this one, et cetera, et cetera. We tried to fix it through legislation. The House passed the bill 145-0. In order to get this done, we decided to bring the utility in. Said, we'll trade a little bit here, we'll let you rate base this and do this, whatever else. They forced the Senate Energy Chairman not to take up the legislation. So we died in Connecticut. After getting 145-0 in the House, we died in Connecticut. This is what happens when you turn your back on the utility. You've got to make sure that you're clear. I'm not saying the utility can't be our friend. I'm just saying don't assume there will be. It's an important thing for us to know that we're spending thousands of dollars of money that we don't have, as many of you know, to actually try to change legislation in every single state, that we constantly leave our flank basically, exposed because we're just so trusting. Everyone loves solar. Why wouldn't they do solar? Well, they don't do solar because they want to send their kids to college and they love doing boondoggle projects. I mean, come on, they make more money on transmission that they don't need than anything else that they do. It's an important thing for us to know. So forget levelized cost of energy. When people say to you, but coal is so much cheaper, they're doing it with 8,760 hours worth of electricity, which as this curve shows, they're never going to achieve. Right? So when you run a coal plant for 50% of the time, guess what happens? The levelized cost of energy doubles. And so this is cheaper. Focus on rate increases. When Duke says we're going to raise rates 12% in Charlotte to pay for a coal plant, say, well, you know what, our solar solution's only 1% rate increase. Does that mean we're 1/12 the cost of your coal plant? Yes, it does. And it's an important thing to know. When we go to Indiana, 18% rate increase for the IGCC plant. When we go to Michigan, $2.3 billion rate increase for that coal plant. All of these things are rate increases. That is a subsidy. That is a subsidy to the coal industry. It's a subsidy to the nuclear industry. It is very expensive. And it is important for us to call a spade a spade. And it's important for our governors who supposedly support us to call a spade a spade. All of this crap about, but Jigar, we need everything. We don't need everything. We definitely don't need things that are going to strand us with stranded costs for the next 50 years. So let's be clear about the fact that we don't need everything. But we do need a comprehensive solution. We need a solar grid. We need not only solar PV, but we need demand response load control from smart grid. We need storage. Today, thermal energy storage is far cheaper than chemical storage, but that may change within the next 10 years. Like I said, we don't need them to be successful within the next 10 years. And we need to control operations. So we need companies like PG&E and others to actually respect us. As we start hitting 1%, 2%, 3% of the energy grid, we need them to actually feed our data into their control rooms, and we need them to make decisions based on the energy that we are producing off of homes, off of businesses, off of wastewater treatment facilities and airports, et cetera. It's an important thing to get that respect. So where are we now?